Good evening, basketball fans. Welcome to Merckett Gymnasium on the campus of Stonehill College, not too far from downtown Easton, but it is the site for the Division II men's college basketball. And tonight here at Merckett, we have the semifinals of the Northeast 10 Conference Championship Tournament. I'm Dave Clifton here at courtside, along with Keith Sharon. We'll be describing tonight's action. It's the Skyhawks versus the Chargers, and tonight here on the Paul O'Sullivan Court, we have the number 1 seed Stonehill hosting the number 5 seed in the tournament, and that happens to be New Haven Chargers from Connecticut. And the interesting thing about this game, Keith, is the fact that Stonehill finished in second place in the NE10 Northeast Conference. However, the Chargers in the tournament, they have an overall record of 14 wins and 14 losses. They got here to the semifinals by defeating and upsetting 2 teams. They beat Bentley in the preliminary contest, and just last week they defeated Lemoyne, and they're out of Syracuse, New York. And I'll tell you, this is a team back in January of this year defeated Stonehill in overtime by a bucket. So they have an outstanding player in this Bailey.
All right, well, he killed them the last game. Problem, the last time these two teams played, Stonehill dug themselves a deep hole by getting down by 21 points at one point and had to fight back, which they did. But in the end, Bailey just took over, and his quickness just was just too much for him to handle, and they wound up squeaking out a win by, I think, 2 points. But I think tonight, Stonehill definitely has a little rebounding advantage. So, they be consistent with their shot selection and just take care of the glass, and they should be okay.
Well, let's see what happens on the Stonehill side of the court. They have Will Morton. He was just it was just announced that he became the player of the year for the Northeast 10 Conference, and he also becomes one of the top players. First team, call it an all-star team if you want, but Brendan Twitty was on the third team, the top 15 players in the NET conference. But it's amazing how both these teams shoot well, they rebound well, and they drive to the basket well.
Yeah, they do. They're going to have to stay close to Bailey tonight, though, because his quickness, he is quick. And from time to time this year, Stonehill's had problems with some quick guards. So look for him to play him tight, be right up in his jersey tonight, and make him work for everything.
Big thank you out there to Chris Dolan and Ernie Smith. They'll be on camera this evening. And we are a team, and we're here tonight to support a winning team, Stonehill College. And of course, they're led by head coach Chris Kraus. He is in his 7th year as head basketball coach. What an outstanding player he was when he went to school here at Stonehill. And he's picked up right where they left off as an outstanding coach. He uses his bench well. We're excited about tonight's ball game. And Stonehill, of course, comes into this game with a record of 18 wins and 10 losses overall. They are 13-6 in conference play. The Chargers are 14-14 overall, and they happen to be 10-9 in conference play. What can we expect? We can expect a game is going to go down to the wire. And of course, they both are competing to get to the finals. In the other bracket, you have the favorite, the number 1 seed, St. Anselm's of Manchester, New Hampshire. They're the favorite team to defeat Franklin Pierce, which is another team that we're surprised that went this far. They have played some good basketball. Dave Clifton here along with Keith Sharon. We'll be back with the playing of the national anthem. The starting lineups, we'll introduce the players as well as have the opening tip-off. Come back and join us. We'll be playing 4 10-minute quarters. There'll be a 30-second clock, and there'll be 3 officials dressed in the stripes. Hurry back. Okay, we're back here at Merckett Gymnasium on the Paula Sullivan Court. Here in Easton, Massachusetts, it's tournament time, folks. It's the Division II men's college basketball, all part of the Northeast 10 Conference, which of course is part of the NCAA. Dave Clifton here along with Keith Sharon, and a special thank you certainly to our sponsor. We're talking about the Northeast Savings Bank. They have been absolutely wonderful in terms of being with us for the entire season, and now it's tournament time as Stonehill facing the New Haven Chargers in the semifinals of the Northeast Championship Tournament round. Stonehill right now in the semifinals. This cable cast, of course, a production of ECAT, Eastern Community Access Television. Chris Dolan will be on camera along with Ernie Smith. And we're used to Keith doing double headers, but tonight there's one game. The women's team also qualified for the semifinals. They took first place finish in the league, and they are the #1 seed. They'll be playing tomorrow evening against a team that has a better record. I should say they're playing tomorrow night against Lemoyne.
Yeah.
And their other bracket, of course, will have a team that has a better record. And the team that has the home court advantage is the team that has the best record, so that's already dictated. Again, the men's basketball tournament will be 2 20-minute halves. We will have a 30-second clock. And the officials for tonight's ball game, let us bring this to the attention of our viewing audience. We have 3 officials, and Matt Dorn. Sean Mahoney joins us this evening, and Joanne Williams also. And they have somebody on deck just in case it's an alternate, and that will be Julian Jobert. So we will have 3 officials on the court. This is an important game for both these teams. The winner moves on to the championship game, which will take place this coming weekend. The loser goes home and their season ends. But this Charger team from New Haven, they have an overall record of 14 wins and 14 losses. They have been in just about every game. And they got here to the semifinals by winning their preliminary game. It was an upset against Bentley. And they also had another upset victory in their last contest by beating Lemoyne. And that was by a bucket.
Yep.
Stonehill defeated Southern Connecticut State University. They won that game in the final minutes of the game. It was a close game that seesawed back and forth. However, Stonehill did have a pretty good halftime lead. So tonight's cablecast, a production of ECAT, Eastern Community Access Television. This is Division II men's college basketball at its finest. Taking a look at the regional rankings, Stonehill is rated number 6 in the NCAA. They're number 9 in Division II CIDA. They had a victory over Southern Connecticut in the quarterfinals, 86-71. They're led by head coach Chris Kraus. Class of 2006 at Stonehill. He has a career record of about 115 victories, 86 losses. He's in his 7th season. And the head coach for the Chargers, Ted Hotaling, he's part of the class of 95 at Albany. He has 154 victories, 127 losses. He's in his 10th season. And his Charger team right now, 10-9 in the NE10 conference. They finished 14-14, but they're still playing here at tournament time. This will be an interesting battle. It's March 4th. It's a Wednesday evening. It's a 7 p.m. game here at Merckett Gymnasium. And taking a look at the streak, Stonehill won 8 out of the last 10 games, and they have 4 straight victories. They're peaking at the right time.
Yeah, so isn't this New Haven team.
So this will be a good matchup. And the last time that both these teams met back in January of this year, Stonehill lost in overtime to this same team. Taking a look at the starting 5, and we're pretty sure that they'll be starting for Stonehill. You have the player of the year here at not just Stonehill College, but in the Northeast 10 Conference. The 14 coaches decided that they would be selecting this player, and what a good choice that was. And what a year he's had. So congratulations to Will Morton, who averages 18.7 points per game, 8.9 rebounds per game. He is the Northeast 10 Player of the Year. And the Northeast 10 coaches, there are 14 of them, made that decision. Will is also part of the first team honors as one of the top 5 players. Brandon Twitty, who we're number 3 from Randolph, Massachusetts. He had the opportunity to be selected as a 3rd team honoree, and he has had a wonderful career here. Both Twitty and Morton are co-captains. Both have accomplished a tremendous feat by scoring over 1,000 points.
That's a lot.
Each here at Stonehill College during their career. For the Chargers, look for Elijah Bailey from Freeport, New Hampshire. He's a starting guard for the Chargers, averaging over 19 points a game. And look for Devontre Thomas to also do some scoring for this team. The winner of tonight's game advances to the NE10 championship to face the winner of tonight's other semifinal contest between Franklin Pierce and the number 1 seed, St. Anselm's of New Hampshire. That'll be on Saturday, 1 p.m., hosted by the higher seed. Let's rise now for the national anthem as we root on the red, white, and blue, the American flag.
To honor America and those who support our freedom at home and abroad, we ask that you please rise and join us for the singing of our national anthem.
That's Kurt Campbell on the PA, introducing the national anthem. Good crowd on hand here for the semifinals of the Northeast 10 tournament.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars knew the perilous fight? For the rain
all fired up here for the semifinals of the Northeast 10 tournament. The winner goes to the championship game. That'll be played on Saturday afternoon at 1 p.m. Dave Clifton here at courtside along with Keith Sharon. We have Chris Dolan and Ernie Smith. They will be on camera this evening. We thank our sponsor, the Northeast Savings Bank. And right now we have the starting lineups being introduced for the Chargers here from New Haven, Connecticut.
Tonight's starters for the New Haven Chargers. We have number 1, Kelsey Felazor. He's a senior forward out of Hightown, New Jersey. Number 3 is Elijah Bailey. He's a senior guard out of Freeport, New York. Number 4, Quashawn Lane. He's a sophomore guard out of Trenton, New Jersey. Derek Rowland wears number 10. He's a junior guard out of Cohost, New York. Devontae Thomas, number 34. He's a freshman forward from Poughkeepsie, New York. And number 13, Antonio Lopez. He's a freshman forward out of Medford, New York.
Okay, the Skyhawks now being introduced. Brandon Twitty from Randolph, Mass. A senior guard, he'll wear number 3. Here's Owen Chose, likes to shoot the Tragoise. He wears number 13, a junior guard. Here's Michael Bowen from Manchester, Massachusetts. He played in the Hockomock League. He'll wear number 15, a senior guard, 6'4". And Monty Umalavicius, number 27, a junior, 6'8", 210 pounds. And the player of the season and the year here in the Northeast 10 Conference, Will Morton from Minneapolis, Minnesota, a senior guard at 6'6", averaging 18.7 points a game, 8.9 points rebounding, and also Brandon Twitty, what a year he's had, 13.7 points. Owen Chose had a terrific game against Southern Connecticut State University. He's averaging a total of 14 points a game. Just right now we're waiting for the 3 officials to do the opening tip-off. Monty Umalavicius will jump the tap against
Kesley Felazor.
Here's the tip controlled by the Skyhawks. Here's Will Morton at 6'6". They work the far side of the court. Bowen to Chose.
Looking inside.
Monty Umalavicius posted low. Here's Will Morton. Works the near side of the court. Bowen goes to the hoop. Works hard. Ball just won't go in off the glass.
Missed the layup. Blew by the defender.
2 20-minute halves. Right now we're in the first half. The clock running. Great crowd on hand from the student body here at Stonehill. The Skyhawks took second place in the Northeast 10 Conference.
Morton with a rebound.
Rebound by big Will Morton. It's 6'6". He takes the ball up the court. Goes down the lane, gets it back.
Beautiful.
From Twitty.
Easy layup.
2-ball by Morton. Puts the Skyhawks on the scoreboard first. You're watching Division II men's college basketball. It's tournament time. 8:38, the clock running. We're in the first half. Stonehill, dressed in the white jerseys, playing a man-to-man defense.
Tough man-to-man. They switch, Bowen on the switch.
There's a fake, up fake, takes the shot, bang, he got a 3-ball.
Yeah, it was Derek Rowland.
So Rowland from Cohoes, New York, he's a returning junior at New Haven. They're part of the Southwest Division.
And the Monty.
Monty likes to get that ball at the low post. He likes to fake one way, go the other way. There's Morden, takes the three, doesn't fall, rebound fought for.
Chargers come down with a rebound. Boxing out good. Chargers
They may not be the biggest team in the league, but they are quick and strong.
That was a quick move right there, I'll tell you, by Devontae Thomas.
Thomas is from Poughkeepsie, New York. He's only a freshman, but he plays with poise. Underneath
Nice,
to
beautiful
Monty Olavicius from Bowen.
A catch and shoot.
Nice look by Michael Bowen.
Never gave the defender time to set up. A couple of substitutions going to be coming in for Stonehill.
Josh Mack and also coming in
Sims.
for Stonehill will be Andrew Sims. He's from Mount Laurel, New Jersey. Stonehill with the ball. They trail by 1. There's a jump. Bang, he got it. Good soft touch.
That was a beautiful touch. Couple little up fakes.
He's all net.
Back up and in.
Puts Stonehill out in front now by 1 point. Again, the winner goes to the championship game. The winner automatically gets a ride to the NCAA. And we're going to have a foul in the play in the paint. And that foul was called by the official, Sean Mahoney. That sends Thomas to the foul line. He picks up his first personal foul, makes the front end of his 2 free throws. Freeze comes into the ball game. He wears number 12. So coach Chris Krause making early substitutions. Morden gets a rest. And the second free throw, he misses.
Freeze with a rebound.
Freeze dishes off to his point guard. They work the far side of the court. They go to the high post. Sims. He stops. He looks.
Over to Mack.
Mack, a little tricky dribble. Goes to the top of the key, comes back out, wants to set up a play. Here's Twitty. He goes baseline, hook shot. Whoa! Underneath the basket. Pretty hook shot off the glass. 2-ball by Twitty from Randolph, Massachusetts.
Nothing the defender can do because the basket was in the way. Up and under.
Stonehill dressed in the white uniform. The blue uniform will be the Chargers. And that's what they like to do. They like to charge to the hoop. You'll see a lot of driving, just like this one right now. Loose ball fought for. We're going to have a whistle on the play. I think they're going to call this against Mack.
Yeah, I don't see where that foul was. They were all on the floor scrambling for the ball.
That's Mack, M-A-C-K.
It was a little ticky-tack foul right there.
15:28, the clock now running. The ball in the hands of the Chargers.
Bailey.
Turnaround jump,
Miss.
Bailey misses. He don't miss too often. He's averaging over 19 points a game. They're part of, I should say, the Chargers are part of the Southwest.
Whoa!
Nice drive.
By Twitty.
Down the lane.
Chargers
foul.
Try to go baseline.
Who's first person? The team's first foul.
Monty comes back in. Will Morton comes back in. Freeze gets a rest along with Chose.
Sims.
Back out front to Will Morton, to Freeze. I should say they go low
Into Monty.
to Monty.
Vicious. Nice pass underneath. Whoa, stripped.
And they didn't call a foul on that.
Oh, he went up for the shot and the ball was stripped.
Went up without the ball.
Right.
Stonehill out in front by a bucket. Dave Clifton here along with Keith Sharon. Vicious goes one way, turns, goes the other way. Right idea,
That's his shot, though.
but didn't bang it off the glass. There's a J, and
Yeah.
it took a Charger bounce and went in the hoop. Give credit where credit is due
Tie
to
ball game.
Keyshawn Lane. Lane is a sophomore from Trenton, New Jersey, puts his team up, ties the game up. They go low. Nice
Whoa,
bounce pass to
beautiful bounce
Martin.
pass. Coming to the basket. Martin
Wow.
puts it in. Beautiful pass.
With the assist.
So Umalavicius can dish the ball off as well as rebound and go to the basket from the low post. And we got a traveling violation. Gives the ball back to Stonehill.
Checking back in for Stonehill.
Student body covered in white jerseys throughout the stands.
Seal white.
You can tell there's excitement here at the gymnasium. We're at Mercott on the Paula Sullivan court. Bowen reports to the scorer's table. Mack goes low to Monty. Ball goes underneath. Looked like Will Morton from Minneapolis, Minnesota, tried to throw up a right-handed hook shot underneath the hoop. Good penetration and certainly a good hoop.
Every time Morton gets the ball, New Haven's throwing two defenders at him.
Ross Jones, the second. And checking in for Stonehill, number 15.
So the clock stopped right now with 13:36 here at Mercott Gymnasium. If you just joined us, folks, you're missing a whale of a ball game. Two teams competing here in the semifinals. It's tournament time here in the NE10 conference. The winner goes to the championship, the loser goes home. But both teams have had a wonderful season. There's the J by Will Morton.
Foul over the top on Monty Umalavicius.
Will is the player of the year
Skyhawks, number 21.
in the Northeast 10 Conference, and rightfully so. With his rebounding, his playmaking, and his scoring, he's the real player.
Checking back in for the Skyhawks, number 3, Brandon Twitty.
Co-captain Brandon Twitty comes back in.
For Stonehill, number 32, Andrew Sims.
Sims comes in, gives Monty Umalavicius a rest. What a pickup Monty has been from Lithuania. Played some basketball for another college here in the area.
Another travel on the Chargers.
Second travel violation by the Chargers. 10-10, time to tend to business for the Skyhawks. Here's Sims, a little weave. They get it to Twitty.
Whoa, nice pass underneath the
nice head
Sims. They say he walked with it.
fake. Well, no, they called a foul, but it was before the shot.
Basket is no good.
I like to see that young fella underneath the basket, especially on the left side. He knows how to bank him off the glass.
For the Chargers, number 34.
So they're not in the bonus. They'll take it out of bounds. They single stack along the baseline. There's Twitty, takes the three,
in and
doesn't
out.
fall. Loose ball rebound pulled down by Fellizer. He's from Hightstown, New Jersey. Chargers come into this contest with two upset victories. And there's a three from way downtown by
Sean
Lane.
13-10 lead, New Haven.
He took that shot from way downtown.
Wide open, nobody on him.
Stonehill, the number 2 seed, taking on New Haven, the number 5 seed. And we got a blocking foul at the baseline. As Sims, Andrew drove to the hoop. Didn't take the shot, so they'll take it out of bounds. They double stack the paint area on each side. Twitty with the ball. Looks low. Does a little dribble. Gets it to Sims. To Morton. Morton to Chose. Takes the three. He got it.
There he goes.
He got got it.
There he goes. He gets hot with that 3-shot.
He puts that fist up in the air whenever he scores, and he seemed to have that fist up in the air before he took the shot. We got a tie ball game, 13-13, and it's not a Friday, it's a Wednesday. They drive to the hoop, they throw it up, they make the basket, and that's what he does so well.
Elijah Bailey, he's tough.
He's from Freeport, New York, averaging 19 points a game, a little bit better than that. He's a senior. Twitty
Into Sims.
gets it to Sims.
3 guys on him.
Through a blind pass, ends up in the hands of Chose out front. Here's Morton.
Whoa! Strong!
Nice drive. Andrew Sims, 2-ball.
Put his head down and just charged to the hoop.
He
Laid it up and in.
He looked like a halfback
Man,
on that
oh man, he
penetration.
just put his head down and took off.
And this game is seesawed back and forth here in the first half. So that's an offensive foul. And they'll call this against Ross Jones from Edgewood, Maryland.
Checking in for New Haven, number 21, to Nathan Knox.
How much we appreciate Ernie Smith and Chris Dolan for handling camera. That camera work is so important.
Nice pass inside. Morton cutting to the hoop.
And let's see what the call is by the official. It was a grabbing foul. They call this against Bailey.
Twitty made a beautiful pass to Morton, just cutting right into the rim.
Bailey also selected as one of the top 10 players in the NE10 conference. He's had a terrific season. The Chargers from Connecticut.
Bowen.
Nice drive by
Power
Bowen.
move, power move.
Wow, holy cow.
Oh, layups, baby. That's what we're getting here.
His dad, head baseball coach here at Stonehill. He's got another relative that's coaching track and field. So the family's pretty much into Stonehill College. He's got a brother, Michael Bowen, who plays at Mansfield. They're playing Friday evening.
Good defense here by Stonehill.
In the
Excellent
finals.
defense.
Ball
We got a
stolen by
steal.
Bowen. And we're going to have a foul in the play.
That was excellent defense by Stonehill, just coming up on the man and switching off.
That was a reaching in grab by Quashawn Lane, the sophomore. Stonehill will get the ball out of bounds. They lead by a bucket. What a terrific drive that Sims had the last time they had the ball to take the lead.
Into Sims.
He goes slow. He meant to get that ball
A little too far
to
underneath the
Monty.
backboard.
9:22, the clock running. Will Morton leads all scorers, I should say the Stonehill scorers, with 4 points only. Plenty of time in this ball game. They take the three and they get it. They can shoot from downtown. Ross Jones, the second on the basket. Timeout called by the Chargers. Head coach Ted Hodling in his 10th season wants a timeout after the hoop. He wants to talk a little bit about the importance of defense. So both teams right now huddling. They're throwing Stonehill jerseys into the audience for the student body.
Together we build brilliant futures by embracing the journey of every student athlete.
Stonehill's been playing good defense. That last series, just wide open in the corner.
Let's take a look at the bracket. St. Anselm's also playing tonight against Franklin Pierce. Franklin Pierce is the number 3 seed in the NE10 tournament. They're playing their semifinal round against the number 1 seed, St. Anselm's. New Haven and Stonehill. New Haven, of course, the number 5 seed. They're the big surprise right now. And Stonehill, the number 2 seed, they're peaking at the right time. No doubt about it. They won 8 out of their last 10 games. And they won the last 4 games. St. Anselm's won the Northeast Division. Stonehill finished right behind them. And in the Southwest Division, Lemoyne finished 15-4. They were knocked off by this New Haven team. And right behind them are Delphi. But New Haven, the number 5 seed, is here tonight at Merckett Gymnasium. Twitty takes the J, rolls around the rim. I'll tell you, that went in and came back out.
That did. It was halfway down.
We should get at least a point for that.
Right now, New Haven's been out-rebounding Stonehill. Kind of surprises me.
Of course, I'm facetious when I say we should get at least a point.
You really need 2.
That was a quick whistle. Chose comes in. He'll replace Mack. Sims gets a rest. Stonehill coach Chris Kraus now will go with his starting 5 on the court. 8:25, the clock running. This Charger team, they like to drive, but they'll get it back out front if someone's free for a 3.
Ooh,
and there you go.
3. Misses.
Missed shot.
Morton with a rebound.
Good, strong rebound. It's 6-6. He gets up there. He almost has his head over the rim. He can jump. He can shoot. He plays good defense. He rebounds well. And he's a good student.
Shows.
Underneath to Monty. He fakes, goes up off the window, makes the basket.
Like to see him get going with that underneath move.
2 ball, Monty Umalavicius.
Put Stonehill up by a point. 19-18.
This is the 2020 NE10 Championship Series. We're in the semifinals. It's been a while since Stonehill won that championship. And he's showing you right now why
you don't want him to get going.
One of the top scorers in the NE10 conference. Averaging better than 19 points per game. Underneath to Monty Umalavicius.
Beautiful. Laid it
He went up on the right side. He used his left hand and laid it off the glass for a pretty basket. 21-21, and it was number 21 that scored the basket, Monty. You're watching Division II men's college basketball at its finest. There's a drive to the basket, and he makes it.
Quick move, very quick move.
And I'll tell you, he's showing us why he's such a terrific player on offense.
You want to stay in his jersey. Look at that, all alone underneath. Monty Umalavicius, all alone. Nobody
He's having a ball out there right now. There is an advantage to having the home court. To have the fans and the stands on your side. A little weave, nice bounce pass underneath, nice penetration.
Yeah, Will Morton got beat on that. He got caught up on a little pick.
Roland gets the credit for the hoop, but that bounce pass made the difference. Here's Will Morton looking to find his shot. He turns, he fakes, he gets up with the right hand. Shot won't fall. Great save by Pelazor.
There's Bailey.
Well, Pelazor saved it to Bailey. There's the J, he makes it. So this team rolling with the hoop.
It's a good timeout before this thing starts to get the roll here.
30-second timeout. It's the biggest lead in this game. It's not a lot of points, 4 points.
No, but they've been hitting some wide open jump shots. You gotta get on their shooting hand a little better.
It's hard to believe when you watch this Charger team from New Haven, how they lost 14 games is amazing.
Yeah, you wonder because, well, this is the second time that we've seen them. And,
but you can see
they've looked tremendous.
How competitive they are. But Stonehill has trailed in many games before, and they've come back. We'd also like to recognize Chris Krause in his 7th season. His assistant coach is Matt Miller. And Carter Smith, who used to be a guard on this team not too long ago. Joel Smith and Tommy Hunt are the assistant coaches for the Chargers.
Whoa, long one. Twitty.
Bang, he got it. 3 ball.
Whoa,
3 ball.
That's a big hoop right there. Brings him back to within 1.
He's from Randolph, Mass, and it looked like he shot that from Randolph.
Right, 27-26.
4:59, the clock running. They'll call this foul against Umalavicius.
That was a questionable foul.
Going to the foul line will be Kelsey Felazor will go to the charity stripe. But he has a chance now for an old-fashioned 3-point play.
Basket is good for Kelsey Felazor.
Now they're not, when you look at this Charger team in the blue jerseys, they don't look that tall, that big.
They're not, but they're fast.
They're fast and they can jump. He polishes off the 3-point play. 4-point difference. Stonehill trailing. Twitty to Chose. They work the far side of the court to Bowen. Sims at the high post. Here's Morton. Bowen goes to the hoop, gets it back out front to Morton.
6 on the clock. They got to get it off. 4. Shoot it.
And he got it off in time. It counts. It's good. 3 ball. 3 ball.
3 balls. Second on the clock. Big hoop. That's within a point.
You talk about taking it down to the last half second.
Yeah, well, that was it. Left his hand and the clock was done.
Every basket counts here in this ball game, including.
Ooh, that was a strong move by.
Including the free throws.
On that one. He just moved Sims right out of the way on that play.
The one thing I noticed about both teams, the players are all athletic. Here's Morton. He goes to the hoop. He stops. Nice. Bang. Right elbow, left-handed shooter. 2 ball.
I'd like to see Will Scott heating it up.
Almost a capacity crowd here at Merckett Gymnasium on the campus of Stonehill College in downtown Easton. Bailey goes to the hoop.
Did you see him with that little fake, how fast he is? Oh my God. He is quick.
He found a way to get by his man, and he was all alone. Coach Chris Krause calling for a little weave.
You don't move your feet just a little on that guy. He's gone.
Sims with the basketball. Here's Morton. He takes a long 3, doesn't fall. Ball went out of bounds. Looked like it went off a blue jersey. Skyhawks will get it back. No, they won't. They reverse the call. The Chargers get the ball. Bowen comes out to get a rest. Freeze comes in. He wears number 12. Chose, Freeze, Twitty, Sims, and Morton. They dig in on defense. And it looks like they're playing a zone defense right now.
They are. Whoa.
Try to dunk the ball. Morton gets the rebound on the missed shot. He goes coast to coast, throws it off the window, and we're going to have a turnover. No, Stonehill gets it back.
Yeah, he went up with a shot. It got blocked, rejected. That was
34-31, 2:24 on the clock. Stonehill trails by 3. Twitty drives into the paint, throws up a running right-hander, gets fouled. Ball doesn't go in, but Brandon will go to the foul line. He'll shoot 2. He wears number 3.
7th team foul.
Here he is, a graduating senior this year. I saw him when he was a graduating senior at Catholic Memorial. I covered him in the tournament, and what a player he was in high school.
Good player in college, too.
And most of these players that you see on the court were good high school players. They get a chance to play some good basketball in Division II. Twitty takes the shot, he makes it.
1-point game.
Nice soft touch by Brandon Twitty. A 1-point difference, 2:14, the clock running.
It's Bailey again.
The Chargers give it to Bailey. Bailey's free, he's out front. Chose has a tough responsibility
That's
to
tough.
cover this
Oh, he's
top scorer. He can turn on a dime.
He's hard to stay with.
He not only turns on a dime, but he looks for change.
He does.
Here's Chose.
He gets a defender just spinning every which way, but where he wants to
3-point
go.
difference. Ball knocked out of bounds, ends up in the hands of Twitty. And Twitty throws up a running right-hander
Tough
in the
play.
paint. 2 ball.
Tough play. Tough play.
Good idea. Good follow-up.
1-point game with 1:22 remaining in this half.
You almost have to cover this guy Bailey so he doesn't get the ball.
You got to stay right up in his chin.
Because once he gets the ball,
He's off.
as Stonehill goes back into a tight defense. Look at
Whoa.
that drive.
Number 4, another
That
quick
was-
move by Lane, for Sean Lane. Huh. I mean, these guys get it, and they one little crack and they're gone.
That's how they beat us the last time.
Yeah,
They go right
quickness.
to the hoop.
Twitty, nice move.
Nice
Beautiful move. Right back
penetration.
at you on that one. Little quickness of his own on that.
He's a right-handed
Twitty.
shooter. He went left down
Yeah.
the lane and threw the ball over his head off the window. And how important it is, young basketball players, to learn how to use that backboard, to learn how to dribble with both hands, and to learn, most important of all, how to play some defense. Here's Bailey. He fakes, he stops, he pops, he got
Another
it.
one.
He's almost automatic.
Playing for the last shot. Morton.
He stops, he takes the J, doesn't fall. It's a shame because Freeze tipped that in.
Yeah.
So we got a 3-point difference. Stonehill trailing 40-37. What a first half for Bailey.
He started out quiet, but now he caught fire the
And I thought
last 10
that
minutes.
for Stonehill, certainly a great first half effort by Brandon Twitty. Big thank you out there to the Northeast Savings Bank for joining the college here at Stonehill and sponsoring some of the games that we've had here for both the men and the women. It's very much appreciated. A big thank you also to all the folks who have volunteered on camera to be here with us. And again, we got 1 20-minute half remaining. We're going to take a short timeout, and we're going to come back with a halftime guest. Thank you for joining us. 40-37, Stonehill trails New Haven University by 3. Welcome back to Merckett Gymnasium on the campus of Stonehill College. We're watching, it's tournament time, folks, the Division II men's basketball. And of course, it's the semifinal round of the Northeast 10 championship tournament. And we're watching Stonehill hosting the Chargers from New Haven University. We got a 40-37 lead, New Haven out in front. And with me right now is Terry Moore. Terry is a former grad here at Stonehill College. I see him in all the games. He supports the team. What'd you think about the basketball teams this year, both the men and the women?
Oh, I think both are loaded with good players with a lot of experience, good coaching staffs. So it's going to be a peak year at Stonehill for this. The women play tomorrow night. Tonight, if we tighten up our defense inside and stop Elijah Bailey from New Haven from driving to the basket, so much we'll be fine.
That Bailey player, he can stop on a dime,
Yep.
and if you pause too much, he'll go right to the hoop.
Right to the hoop.
He's truly amazing.
Yep.
And of course, we're very proud of Will Morton, just chosen as the Player of the Year in the Northeast 10 Conference. But you were talking about the coaches. You know, you got Chris Krause here. He was not only an outstanding player here at Stonehill, but he went on to be an outstanding coach as well. And for the women's Skyhawks, what can you say about Tricia Brown? She was just chosen as Coach of the Year for the NE10 Conference, chosen by 14 different coaches.
Wow.
How lucky we are to have talented players and certainly talented coaches.
Yeah.
But there seems to be a lot of spirit here, a good crowd on hand for tournament play.
The girls' basketball team is here too. I want to say this about Chris Krause. I met him as a freshman. He was almost an All-American when we went to the Final Four as a player. He was an assistant coach when we went to the Final Four, I believe, again. And now as a head coach, a couple of years ago, he took us to the Final Four as the head coach. I think he's the only guy in Stonehill history to do that. And as you said, Will Morton, Player of the Year, is a great honor. What a great kid. And, we shoot a little better, play a little bit better defense. We get this. Let's host the final.
I thought that Monty Umalavicius was a great pickup for Stonehill this season. He'll be back next year. And I think you'll see both the men and women's team for the next couple of years. They'll be participating in tournament play. Let's talk about some of the alumni that have actually gone here to Stonehill College.
Interestingly enough, we have a recruit who's sitting out this named Isaiah Burnett, who transferred from Navy. And in the past, we've had two other Navy players transfer. One of Chris Krause's teammates, Sean Nelson, and before that, Tommy Dean from Navy, a 6'3" guard. Again, a really good team. We had a lot of great players as I've gone through here. And the girls' team, there have been a lot of great players also. And Kayla Raymond is going to be in that group of all-time greats here, I think. And maybe Santoro possibly, too.
And congratulations to Kayla Raymond. She played her high school basketball at Oliver Ames High School. She was one of the Tigers. Now she's a Skyhawk. What a great year she had as a freshman. She was injured earlier in the season, but she's come back. She's leading a team in scoring as well as rebound. And we're so proud, not just for Kayla Raymond, we're proud of the fact in the town of Easton that we have Stonehill College right in our own backyard. Are you from Easton, sir?
No, Kingston, Massachusetts originally, and currently in Middleborough. And I just love the school and the people. I have a niece here, a grandniece here, who's a sophomore in the school right now, and many of my family members have gone here and gone through the school. My brother was a part-time professor here, at one time full-time at Bridgewater State. Just a great atmosphere, great people, which make a community, which make a school. Stonehill's at the top.
How right you are. You know, I try to be neutral as an announcer, but I wore my Stonehill sweatshirt this evening. And of course, I'm broadcasting for ECAT, Eastern Community Access Television. We like to share this cablecast with other communities that surround Stonehill College. We encourage people out there to come and watch this team and support them. The next best thing to coming here is to watch it on community television. I'd like to thank Terry very much for joining me on the year.
Thank you.
And we look forward to covering more games here at Merckett Gymnasium on the campus of Stonehill College. Big thank you out there to the Northeast Savings Bank. And a thank you to both Ernie Smith and, of course, Chris Dolan, our on-site producer, also helping with the camera. We'll be back with the start of the second half. Don't leave, folks.
Go Hill.
Stonehill is coming back.
Ready.
Welcome back to Merckett Gymnasium on the campus of Stonehill College. It's tournament time. You're watching the semifinals of the Northeast 10 championship round. The winner of this game tonight, with Stonehill hosting New Haven University, will move on to the championship game. The loser will finish their season. And taking a look at some of the scoring, 13 points by Elijah Bailey for the Chargers. We're not surprised at that. Keyshawn Lane has a total of 9 points. Derek Rowland has a total of 7 points for the Chargers. For the Skyhawks here at Stonehill College, Brandon Twitty has 11 points. 8 points by Yumala Vicious at the low post. 9 points for Will Morden. And of course, Will Morden is used to having double-doubles, so we'll see what happens. There's only a 3-point difference, 40-37. Both coaches right now huddling with their teams, and we're ready for action-packed tournament basketball. A great turnout. We're going to put the camera on the student body in the white jerseys over there. You'll see them all here. They're here in good crowds to support Stonehill. They would like to see Stonehill, their home team, their home college, go to the final championship game. The winner also qualifies for the NCAA tournament play in Division II. Chargers get the ball first. Coleman puts the ball in play. They get it to Bailey.
Stonehill's going to have to put a guy, dedicate a guy just to Bailey. But somebody else beat you.
Watch him go to the
look at that. Quick.
And they follow up with a rebound. That was Bennett.
He's got that first. Bailey takes that first step, and he's off to the races.
Ball goes out of bounds. Stonehill will get it back. That last basket was by Lane.
Bailey created that, though.
He has 11 points in the ball game. Twitty goes to the hoop. Lane with the rebound. He takes it across the timeline. They work the outside perimeter against Stonehill's man-to-man defense. Bailey looks for a way to get through. No offensive foul on that last call. Ball stolen. Here comes Will Morden. Drives to the hoop. And yeah, they call an offensive charge against Will Morden.
He had his mind made up, and he caught right into the defender.
Well, I think the crowd is concerned that the offensive foul was not called up at the other end of the court. (42-37), the Chargers out in front of the Skyhawks. We have ourselves a ball game here at Merckett Gymnasium. There's a drive to the shot blocked by Morden.
Nice block. They need that.
He just shows you what he can do on defense as well as offense.
Got to settle down here, get into there.
Here's Chose. Looks for a shot, gets it to Monty Umalavicius. There's a three-pointer. He got it.
That is a big
Free ball.
Big three.
Holy cow.
Stonehill within 2.
He loves to shoot that ball. When he does, you see the net rip off in the air.
He knows the minute it leaves his hand.
This is a team that likes to drive. And there's a shot that's missed by Bailey.
He missed one.
Very unusual.
Rather see him shooting that all day than driving to the hoop.
Here's Chose with the basketball. He looks for Monty Umalavicius.
Nice move.
Goes in close, takes the shot, gets his own rebound. Morden wearing number 33. He's being covered closely by Rowland.
Nice.
And there he is. He takes the J, makes it It's all tied up.
Took a little step back and popped into 2. We got a tie game here, 42 all.
Both coaches on their feet.
Bailey.
Shot blocked. Another block, a second block by Will Morton.
He blocked that on the backside because Bailey took off to the hoop.
Mack gives Twitty a rest. Stonehill stays in their man-to-man defense. They get it back out front to Lane. Lane calls the play. The guards rotate. They go to the far side of the court, back at the top of the key. Here they are again. They take the shot. Rebound by Yumalavicius. Here's Chose. Over to Morton. Morton takes the 3.
Oh.
Doesn't fall. Rebound fought for. Good effort by Bowen. This team loves to go to the hoop. They miss another shot.
With a rebound. 42 all.
What a career
Mack brings the ball up.
the 3 seniors have had here at Stonehill. I'm talking about Morton, Twitty, Bowen. Mack goes in,
Slowed
comes
up.
back out.
Ooh. Sloppy pass.
They go the length of the court. Goes out of bounds. Stonehill gets it back.
A little
Sims.
sloppy here right now, both teams.
Sims gives Bowen a rest. The student body on their feet. Again, this is a 20-minute half. We're down to under 16 minutes remaining. We got a tie ball game. We got a packed house. Stonehill has the ball. They have a chance to take the lead once again. Sims gets it to Mack. He works the far side of the court, comes into the paint, tries to bounce pass it underneath, goes out of bounds off a blue jersey. Stonehill will get it back. They double stack the paint area. Watch them pick for each other to get the ball inbounds. They get it out front, ball stolen. Restolen by Chose. Stonehill gets another chance to go to the hoop. They take the shot. He got it. He got it. 2-ball.
Strong move to that left side. That's his side.
Off the window. He went through traffic and he found a way to scoop that ball off.
Good
and that ball
hands,
stolen.
nice hands. There we
Here
go.
comes Will Morton. He
Bang.
dunked it.
Nice, beautiful. Good hands on that play.
He dunked it. He just
Out
laid it over the front of the rim.
He thought about
40.
slamming that ball, but he went gently.
I called it a dunk because it looked like he was going for
He
it.
was gonna, but he knows there's a lot of ball game left. No time to showboat now.
So we got a lot of noise here at the gym. 46-42.
Stonehill up by 4.
15:03. We got a timeout on the floor called by New Haven University. They're located in Connecticut. They're part of the Southwest Conference. They finished as the 5th seed in this tournament, but they're hanging in here, and anything can happen when you got a guy like some of their players that certainly aren't afraid to go to the hoop. Taking a look at the Stonehill scoring, Brandon Twitty has 11 points, 15 by Will Morton. We're not surprised at that. 8 points by Yumalavicius. The high scorer is Bailey, 13 for the Chargers. Lane has a total of 11 points. He wears number 4. So the numbers 3 and 4 doing most of the scoring for the Chargers. And they're the 5th seed. It all rhymes. 3, 4, and 5. Okay, the Chargers have the ball. Here's Lane. Gives it back to his other guard. They work the far side of the court. Stonehill in the white jerseys and a man-to-man defense. Sims posted low. On one side, Morton on the other side.
Whoa, nice pass and
Nice
wide
pass
open.
and pick.
Thomas lays it up and in.
Stonehill still out in front by a bucket. 14-36. This is a game that the student body finds difficult to take a seat. They're on their feet.
Morton.
They're excited. Morton gets it to Mack. Mack goes to the hoop. He throws
and
it.
it's
Makes
in.
the basket. Will they count it? Yes, they do. So Mack
He finished that play perfectly.
comes off the bench. He goes to the hoop, and now he'll go to the charity stripe for an old-fashioned three-point play. Studies the basket, takes one dribble, it rolls
makes
around
it.
the rim, and takes a skyhawk roll. The basket counts.
It's a big free throw. They're all big, but that's a big
Stonehill
one.
right now enjoying one of their biggest lead. 5 points is not enough in a game like this.
It's been their defense that's given them this lead.
Here's Bailey.
Look
Little
at him.
tricky
Look at him.
dribble.
Oh, look at him.
Found a way to get to the hoop and to
Man,
take
he
the
just-
shot.
He gets in there and he stutters and jukes around, and then before you know it, the shot's up and in.
He's so quick. And he's been doing this all season.
Good defense by New Haven here. Off
There's
to Mack.
Mack, takes the three, doesn't
Yes.
fall.
He had the shot. Look at him. Look at.
Barely goes to the hoop. They didn't call a foul on that one.
You can't move your feet fast enough when you're guarding that man. Bailey.
1 point difference. Bowen to Chose. Chose goes low
Sims
to
backing
Andrew
his way
Sims. And he tries to go, they call a blocking foul. And that certainly meets the approval.
in. But you know, you wonder
the
when they
student
were going
body.
to call that foul. I mean, there was 3 opportunities to call a foul on New Haven. He had to level two players to get the call.
The foul on New Haven's number 1, Keston Felizor, his second personal. The team's second foul.
So Feliso picks up another foul. Stonehill will take the ball out of bounds.
Substitutions for Stonehill. Twitty's coming in.
Mack will
Vicious
get a
is
rest.
coming in.
You know, when they take the ball out of bounds, they like to take advantage of Levicius in the low post.
And that's what they ought to be doing now. Just use him and let him come in, go in, and just use him to body people.
What a game this has been thus far. They get it way out front to Sims. Sims will now give it to Morton. They work the far side of the
Twitty.
court. Twitty goes to the hoop. Ball almost stolen. And again, it goes out of bounds.
What is that? You gotta be kidding me.
And of course,
You have got that.
the crowd not happy with that call.
My God.
And they're looking it over.
Nothing but a blue jersey around on that play.
So right now the officials are huddling. And they're discussing that last out of bounds call. Looked like it went off a blue jersey. The officials right now wanting to talk to the other coach. The other coach not happy with the call.
That was clearly off a
So
blue.
13:01 remaining in this game. Stonehill out in front by 1 point. 49-48. I think they're going to change the call.
There was nothing but a blue jersey around on that play.
Yes, they did.
They made the right call. That's the right decision.
They heard my call. They made the right call.
It's that Dave Clifton influence.
So Will Morton now will put the ball in play. New Haven, they go into man-to-man defense.
Twitty, nice
Underneath to Umalavicius, misses the shot.
He took a little too long to get that shot off. He should have caught that and put it right up.
Will Morton used to take the ball while it was in the air and put it off the window.
You can't bring that ball down. It's going to get swatted away every time.
There's a three-point shot, won't work. Sims with the rebound, he's 6'6". He wears number 32.
It's another unsung hero for this Stonehill team. Does a lot. Oh, there we go, lay in. Nobody.
To the hoop. And they're giving it back to the Chargers. That's what they've been doing.
He had half the real estate in Easton on that drive.
51-42, it's tournament time. You're watching Division II men's college basketball. A production of ECAT, Eastern Community Access Television. Enjoy the game in all the towns that surround Stonehill College. There's a fake. Lane goes to the hoop. They get it out front. They take the three. They get it.
Tied up, 51 all.
What a game this is. They get it to Chose. Here's Will Morton. Morton takes his time, gets across half court. Bowen reports to the scorer's table.
Errant pass.
A turnover by Stonehill. In the back court, we have Roland. .11:32, we're in the second half. The winner of this game goes to the championship round.
51 all.
And they'll play the winner of the St. Anselm's Franklin Pierce game. They go low. They stop, they take the shot off the window.
Put that up over two defenders.
They are absolutely terrific underneath the basket. Stonehill now trailing by a bucket. Twitty to Chose to Morton. They look low for Monty.
That's where you want to go.
Monty fakes.
That's where you want to be, right there. Nice.
Takes the shot, he makes it.
That's what I was saying.
He got it.
Make him defend.
Going to the low post, he likes to take that little right-handed hook shot. And if he's on one side of the backboard, he'll use the window.
Look at this.
Here's Bailey.
Nice defense.
Ball goes out of bounds. Stonehill gets it back.
Took two
double
guys.
team.
Good double team. Took two guys, but they did it.
That's what they got to do.
Don't let Bailey beat you. Let somebody else. If they're going to win, don't let it be Bailey that does it.
Both coaches on their feet. Here's Chose. He stops. He pops. He got it. He got it.
We need that.
Absolutely terrific. He picks up his 12th point in this ball game. Morton has 15. Umalavicius has 10. There's a bounce pass, almost stolen. Keep the ball away from Bailey. Bailey goes low. Under 8 seconds on the 30-second clock.
Twitty, good defense. Nice
ball
defense.
Stolen by Bowen.
Muscles it away.
Bowen from Mansfield. That's what he does, the senior. Those are the contributions that he makes in this ball game.
Look at this move.
Bowen goes to makes the basket.
Whoa.
He got it. He got it.
He took down half the New Haven team with him, too.
He got it. 2-ball by Bowen.
This is Michael Bowen basketball here. Rough it up a little bit.
A little bit of defense, a little bit of offense. Timeout called by the Chargers. This will be a 30-second timeout. As Stonehill right now out in front by 4.
Stay aggressive.
9:38.
That's the way to do it. Just keep slamming it right down at him. Let that ball go low.
What I like to see happen, and it is happening, the three officials are conversing, they're talking to each other, and they're coming out with the right call.
Well, it's getting very physical right now down underneath.
Racing the victory. The 80-10 is all in to stand out.
Stay with it. Stay aggressive. Keep
So
trying
we
to
have-
pound that ball inside.
The last 9 minutes and 38 seconds here at Merckett Gymnasium. 57-53, Stonehill out in front. Bowen at the foul line. He has a chance for a three-point play.
He'll shoot one.
His dad has been traveling with the baseball team here at Stonehill. He's been in Florida. I think he's missed some of these games, but there's nothing he can do about that. He would be here if he was in town. There's the shot by Bowen. He makes it.
Nice.
Nice
Make
soft
those free
touch.
throws.
By the left-hander. I don't care how many bandages he has on his left hand, he still put that in.
He's had him. He's always bandaged up.
And again, there's a shot from outside. They make it three.
2-point game. 9:20 remaining.
And they certainly can shoot, there's no doubt about it. That last shot was definitely a three.
Shows got his mind made up. And it goes in.
Shows, nice job.
Get determination all over that young man's face.
His shooting percentage is terrific
Oh.
this evening.
I haven't seen him miss one yet.
And again, they got Will Morton now covering their shooter Bailey. Underneath, and we're going to have a foul
It's all right.
on the play.
No easy shots. Make them earn them.
That will send Felazor to the foul line. He's from Hightstown, New Jersey.
His first personal. The Skyhawks' second team foul. Destiny Fellows are at the line, shooting two.
This will be the first personal foul called against Chose.
Joe's going to need a little breather.
I think the shooting percentage for the Chargers here from New Haven University is pretty high. They don't miss a lot of shots. Second free throw, he shoots it, and he makes it.
2-point game, 60-58. Stonehill on top by 2. Morton bringing the ball up over half court. Chose.
Morton looks for the ball being covered by Bailey. Tries to go underneath, ball stolen.
Should have taken the shot at that point.
Here's
Once
Bailey.
he left his feet. Look at Bailey. Jeez.
Shot blocked,
Missed it.
partially blocked, wasn't able to make it.
Bailey's on the...
Yes. Monty Umalavicius makes the basket.
Beautiful. Bailey got banged up on that one. He's a little sore. Wound up on his back.
The Skyhawks lineup number 5, Josh Mack. And number 32, Andrew Seals.
So Coach Chris Krause making substitutes. How well he does bringing players in on off the bench.
Yes, he does.
8:08, the clock running. Stonehill out in front by 5. New Haven with the basketball. They like to drive, they can shoot the threes. Stonehill picking up on their defense. There's a long three. Rolls around the rim. Morton
Will
with the
Morton.
rebound.
Clean the backboard. Bowen.
Gets it to Morton. Morton looks for a shot. Here's Bowen.
Sims.
Under 7 seconds. Ball stolen.
It's all right. Stonehill just got it back. Mack with the ball.
Didn't go in the back court.
Little foot shot.
Yes, he got it. He got it.
Little foot shot.
2-ball. We had interviewed him at the post-game show against Southern Connecticut State University, and I like what he had to say as a player.
Keep those hands up. Move your feet. Defense.
Ball out front. There's a head fake. And Bailey gets the shot blocked by Morton.
Morton. He swallowed him up on that drive.
What a block by Morton.
Bailey's
Player-
fast, but in that case, size mattered on that. Morton's the bigger player. Swallowed him up.
Player of the year, Will Morton, blocking the shot of one of the top scorers of the year in the NE10 conference. Averaging better than 19 points a game, number 3.
I like what Stonehill's doing here. They're contesting. They're contesting every pass, every shot, all over them.
Chargers will put the ball in play. 6:47, the clock now running, the ball's in play. Stonehill, a sagging man-to-man defense. They have to sag so the offensive player don't go by them.
Bailey.
And this guy has got a magnet on his hand.
He's tough.
65-61. This is an away game. Bailey plays like it's a home game. Morton. Oh, that one in and out.
It was down and popped right back out again.
And we're going to have a foul called against Sims.
Yeah, that wasn't a good foul.
Didn't see that happen.
Not a good foul.
Monty Umlavicius comes in.
Number 21, Monty Umlavicius.
61-55. I should say 65-61. Stonehill out in front. He's backing in, turnaround Jay, doesn't fall. Will Morton with another strong rebound.
Another rebound.
He's heading for another double-double. He has 15 points in this ball game. They go low to Monty Umlavicius.
Cuts in and out. Nice play.
Morton from Umlavicius.
Morton took off of the basket.
By Stonehill.
Monty hit with a nice pass for the layup. Beautiful. Well done.
I noticed that Owen DeGraff is on the bench in street clothes. He's not playing tonight.
I don't know if it's an injury or what it is.
But he certainly likes to shoot the threes. And he's got the size.
Yeah, he's big.
So we got 5:37 remaining. A reminder to our listening audience and viewing audience out there that the women's team is also in the semifinal tournament in their bracket. And congratulations to Coach Tricia Brown. She made Coach of the Year this year. And the Skyhawks finished first place in the women's NE10 conference. And they have a big game coming up tomorrow evening as they will host Lemoyne University from Syracuse, New York. That game will be right here at Mercott, and by the time you watch this cable cast, that game will have been played. So Stonehill right now has a chance, just like St. Anselm's. Stonehill has two teams in the semifinal tournament in both the men's division and the women's division, and St. A's has the same setup.
Got to keep the defensive pressure on here for Stonehill.
So this last 5 minutes and 37 seconds will be so important. Again, the winning team goes to the championship game. It'll be played on the home court of the team that has the best record that survives the semi-finals. Went out of bounds. Good defensive effort by Will Morton. And they're going to be looking to get this ball to Bailey. Bailey on the far side of the court. Plays catch with Lane out front. They go to the paint. They get the basket and they get fouled. So they'll count the basket.
That was a 15 foul. Basket is good. That was a light duty foul on that one.
How important it is to look for the open man, and that's exactly what they did. Felizor at the foul line. He has another free throw. That gives him 10 points. He also has 10 rebounds, so he has a double-double, Felizor. Taking a look at the scoring for Stonehill, Chose has 17 points. Will Morton has 17. 10 points by Umalavicius. 5 points coming off the bench. And certainly should be congratulated. That's Josh Mack. And we have 11 points for Twitty. So 4 players for Stonehill in double figures. You talk about a team effort. Dave Clifton here in the final 5 minutes and 14 seconds, along with Keith Sharon, Ernie Smith on camera, and our coordinator here.
3 guys in for
Chris Dolan.
Stonehill. You've got
Nice drive to the hoop. Holy cow, can he drive? He's not the quickest player on the court, but he knows a way to use his body.
Yeah, Coach Krause has got a small, quick lineup in there now with 3 guards. It's gone small. Try to keep up with the speed of this New Haven team.
And again, I think this was a smart play by putting Morton on Bailey. You know why? Morton has the size.
Bailey's quick though. Oh, look at that.
This team is deadly from the outside.
Right now they are. We got a 2-point lead by Stonehill.
Here's Chose with the basketball. 4:20, the clock running. And we're going to have a foul in the play.
I didn't see that. Coach was in the way.
Looked like a little shove by Nathan Knox.
Bowen comes in for Mack.
Stonehill will take the ball out of bounds underneath their own basket. Chose will look for the open man. Gets it to Monty Umalavicius.
Bowen. Twitty looking inside. Nothing there.
Morton looks for the shot. He gets it. He takes it.
Back rims
doesn't
it.
fall.
Back rimmed it. He can make that shot 9 times out of 10.
4:01. We're in the final minutes of the second half here at Merkett Gymnasium. 2 competitive teams on the Paula Sullivan court.
They're trying to clear this out. Clear it out for who else? Bailey.
Goes to the hoop and he gets fouled. He'll go to the foul line. He'll shoot 2. He was fouled in the act of shooting.
They cleared out the whole right side of the left side of the court for him.
Bailey has 20 points in this ball game. Lane has 11 for the Chargers. 12 points for Felizor. And 13 points for Rowland. Makes his first free throw. Not too often that he misses. He has a chance now to tie the game up.
Yeah.
This game will go down to the wire. He misses the second. I jinxed him.
He doesn't miss many.
That 1 point difference could be important.
All right, look inside.
Chose. He's been on all day, all night.
Unless you can make those.
Wow.
You're chosen, you can make those. Forget inside.
Is he hot or what? Ball shot partially blocked. Here's Chose with the ball. 3:14, the clock running. Stonehill has the lead. They have the ball.
Slow it down. Look for a shot.
The fans in the stands are on their feet.
Look inside. Morton.
3 officials. 15 seconds on the 30-second clock.
Morton.
Twitty. Oh, rolls around the rim, doesn't fall. Ball goes out of bounds. Off Michael Bowen. The Chargers will get it back.
2:53 remaining in the ball game.
72-68, Stonehill out in front.
Defense here.
A crowded gymnasium here at Merkett. The Chargers from New Haven, Connecticut are moving the ball, looking for the right shot. Stonehill on defense in the white jerseys. A bounce pass underneath. They get it back out front, almost stolen. And again, they make a 2, not a 3.
2-point lead, Stonehill.
Timeout called by the Skyhawks. Coach Chris Krause wants to talk to his team. They have a 2-point lead. There's 2:21 remaining in the game. The last time that both these teams met, New Haven beat Stonehill in overtime.
But a big difference in that game is Stonehill dug themselves a 21-point hole.
A reminder that the winner of tonight's game advances
to the final.
To the NE 10 championship. Stonehill or New Haven will face the winner of tonight's semifinal between the Northeast number 3 seed Franklin Pierce and the number 1 seed St. Anselm's. That game will be on Saturday at 1 p.m. It'll be hosted certainly by the team that has the higher seed. And Keith, let's look at the scoring for Stonehill. We have 4 players in double figures. 22 by Chose, he's been terrific this evening. 17 by Morden. We have a total of 11 points for Twitty. Yuma Vicious has 10, and Josh Mack has 5 off the bench. 1 hoop by Sims. And when you look at the scoring, we got 4 players in double figures. Bailey, Lane, 13 by Rowland, 12 by Felazor.
Okay. Crunch time here.
Full court press now, pull up by the Chargers. Here's Chose with the ball. Stonehill out in front by a bucket. They have the ball.
Morton.
They have the lead.
Bowen. They had Monty underneath.
Chose takes the shot, won't fall. Loose ball rebound falls in the hands of a blue jersey. We're under 2 minutes remaining in the ball game, a 2-point difference. There's excitement in the air.
Bailey.
The fans in the stands are on their feet. They get it to Bailey. Bailey stops, he takes the long 3, doesn't fall, and the Chargers get the ball back. Here's Lane with the basketball. Ball almost stolen, no foul in the play. Stonehill was looking for a charge. A dish off, shot blocked by Monty Umalavicius, but they're going to call him on a foul with his body.
It's all right. It's all right. Go after that ball. No easy baskets here.
The team's 7th foul.
No easy baskets. Make them earn it at the foul line.
Clock stops at 1:25.
2-point Stonehill lead.
At the foul line, Kesley Felazor. He has 12 points in this game. Let's see what he does with his 2 free throws. Studies the basket, 3 or 4 dribbles, takes the shot. And he backrims the first one. That was agreeable with the Stonehill fans. Stonehill coach Chris Krause calls a timeout. He wants the shooter to think a little bit about that pressure foul shot.
No layups in this game. Use your fouls. Make them earn it at the foul line.
Athletically, academically, and in the community. NE 10 is proud to be a model NCAA Division II conference and embraces the
What a season it's been, though, for the seniors here at Stonehill College.
Both these teams, actually.
We can't say enough about Michael Bowen. He's been an all-round player. He doesn't lead the team in rebounding or scoring.
No, but he does all the little things.
But he leads the team in hustle. There's no doubt about it. And, of course, Will Morden, what can you say about him?
He does it all.
He's the player of the year in the Northeast Conference. Twitty from Randolph, Massachusetts.
Yep, does it. Another one does it all. Quiet.
He, like Morden, has over 1,000 points. He's averaging 13.7. And what can you say about Chose? He's coming back. He's a junior guard. He's 6'2", 195 pounder, averaging 14 points a game. But tonight, he's shining. He shined against Southern Connecticut State University, and now he's leading the team with 22 points.
This is it. This is it. 125. Time of the ball game. No easy shots.
I think the key is to come back up the court, even if it's a 2-point lead or a 1-point lead, and get yourself a hoop. It could be the winner.
Yeah, just don't settle for the first shot that shows.
He makes it. Took a little bounce in the front of the rim and went in.
Stonehill up by 1, 72-71 with 1:20 left in the ball game.
They have the ball, they have the lead. And we're going to have a foul in the play. Called against Bailey.
He was grabbing.
That's his third personal foul. Stonehill will stack it up now to get the ball in bounds. They get it to Bowen. Here's Will Morton to Chose. Chose back to Morton. He holds the ball, gets it to Monty.
Monty backing his way in.
Back out front, Twitty! Oh! He got it!
Big shot!
He got a 3-ball by Twitty. Holy cow!
Big shot.
Stonehill out in front, 75-71.
Beautiful. That was a big hoop by Brandon Twitty.
Timeout called by the Chargers. So with timeout in the court, we got 53.2 seconds. Stonehill out in front by 4 points. And as I was saying earlier during the last timeout, come up the court, get yourself a key basket. And now Stonehill is under control. Stonehill comes back.
4-point game, but there's a lot of time left here. The way this New Haven team's been shooting those jump shots. Do whatever you've got to do to not let Bailey.
Well, the thing is, that regardless of what happens, whether the Chargers from New Haven score or they don't score, even if they score, Stonehill still has enough time to get the ball back to come up and take another shot. So with 53.2 seconds, both teams are going to get the ball back again.
A couple of possessions.
But if Stonehill gets the ball and New Haven doesn't score, Stonehill has a chance to put it away.
This is going to be a big defensive stand here. Big.
Hats off to the Stonehill Athletic Department. We'd like to thank all the folks that do the communications here at Stonehill.
Stonehill's got to stay right on these scorers here. Foul them if you have to. Send them to the foul line, but just don't let them, no layups.
Again, I wanted to say we appreciate all the stats that Stonehill's been giving us for this cable cast. Okay, here we go. Chargers put the ball in play. Stonehill goes into a zone defense. They're covering the territory. They don't want these players to drive on them, but they can't let them shoot the threes.
There you go. Two guys there waiting for them.
Here's a drive to the hoop. They take the shot. They make it.
35 seconds.
75-73, the clock running. Stonehill has the ball. They lead by 2. Timeout called by head coach Chris Krause. He wants to talk to his players. There's 25 seconds on the 30-second clock. Stonehill has the lead, 75-73.
Run some time off this clock. Get a hoop.
On the scoreboard, we have 29.2 seconds. We're at Merckett Gymnasium. We have a packed house. The rest of the college must have heard what's going on here in the gym because it's packed. The only vacant place you see here is the staircases that lead up. Let's get our camera on the stands, the fans in the stands. And what a crowd on hand here. Is Stonehill right now down to the final 29.2 seconds remaining.
3.8 seconds between the game clock and the shot clock. So Stonehill ought to run as much time as they can off this clock before they shoot it.
A basket here could put the game away for Stonehill.
Look for your shot. Try to move it inside.
This is indeed a strategic timeout. Stonehill comes into this game 18-10. They were 13-6 throughout the NE10 conference play, I should say their division. The Chargers 14-14, 10-9 on the season. I have no idea how they lost 14 games. They're very competitive. Stonehill being pressed. They get the ball to Morton. He's in the back court. They double team, get it to Twitty across midcourt.
Foul.
And we got a foul in the play. This will be the 4th foul called against Bailey. No, they're going to call it against Lane instead, number 4. That was a wasted foul. 23.10 seconds. They killed 10 seconds off the clock. Here's Bowen. He'll put the ball in play.
Protect that ball. Move it in. Call a timeout if you have to.
They get it to Morton. Morton has the ball taken away from him. They're calling a foul on the play.
Stonehill basketball. All right. Stonehill.
So they're going to call this against number 34, grabbing from behind. That was a bad foul.
Yeah.
Leslie Fellows are at the line to shoot 1-1.
.3 seconds.
Stonehill's going to get the
They
ball.
got a 2-point difference.
He missed it.
Shot is missed.
Rebound, Stonehill.
Bowen with the rebound. He gets fouled.
There we go. There is some justice.
15.1 second remaining. Stonehill will go to the foul line. Michael Bowen from Mansfield, Massachusetts will go to the foul line.
They make both of these here. It could seal the deal.
30-second timeout called by New Haven. Their coach wants the Stonehill free throw shooter to think about it. But let me tell you, Michael Bowen is a clutch player.
Oh, he's clutch. You want to get in there and mix it up. That's a guy you want to go to war. You want to go to war with him.
Congratulations to Michael Bowen for his hustle this season. He took one season off. He didn't play. Right now, Stonehill College in the driver's seat. The Skyhawks lead by a bucket, 75-73.
He's a big free throws. Big free throws.
Michael Bowen is at the foul line. The left-hander will shoot 2. If he can put both in, that's a pretty good spot for Stonehill to be in. He takes the shot, it front rims, it won't fall. Here come the Chargers. Under 10 seconds. They go to the hoop, they dish off, they make the basket, it's all tied up. And we're gonna have a foul on the play.
Offensive foul on Stonehill's number 33, Will Fortune. His 4th personal. The team's 9th foul.
What a change of direction. 3.6 seconds remaining. The Chargers get the ball. It's tied up. They have a chance to win it. They take the shot. They don't get it, and we got overtime.
At the end of the second half, Stonehill 75. New Haven
So we got an overtime period.
We're going overtime.
You talk about a game that goes down to the wire.
Yeah, some of this officiating here tonight has been a little questionable.
Interesting to see. I thought that Will Morton got fouled.
Some of this officiating hasn't been the best.
It's been unbelievable how that last call was made. But it is what it is. It's overtime. And even though it's overtime, I'm glad that it's a home game for Stonehill.
5-minute
because
overtime.
now they can decide what their destiny is by really overpowering here in overtime. And it's payback because this same team beat Stonehill in overtime in January.
Yeah, but it's almost a similar scenario. They got that last shot to tie the game on a layup, that quick move to the hoop. It's all right.
And to think that the Chargers had the last shot, they had a chance to win it.
Yeah, they got to keep their cool here, Stonehill does.
So Coach Chris Kraus now will go with his starting 5. It'll be a 5-minute overtime. It ended 75-75. We thought that Stonehill was in the driver's seat, but how momentum changes, the score changes.
Oh, that free throw was big, that missed free throw.
And let's talk about the overtime. Monty Umlavicius gets the ball back, but it ends up in the hands of a blue jersey. The Chargers get the ball first. Stonehill, man-to-man defense. They get it back out front to Bailey. Bailey wants
Put
to
two
drive.
guys on him.
Can't. They get it to an open man. Little tricky dribble. They stop. They pop. And of course, the ball. There's a foul in the play. Actually, he didn't call a foul. He called a turnover. So Stonehill gets the ball. We got 4:31. We're in overtime, folks. It's tournament time. Division II men's college basketball at its best. We're in the semifinals of the
Monty.
NE10 conference. Here's Monty.
Backing his way in.
Looks for his hook shot. He takes it. He gets fouled.
There we go. There we go.
So Monty now will go to the foul line. So that's the third personal foul against the defensive center.
Gotta make
Felazor.
these free throws. Gotta make them.
Studies the basket. He takes it. Monty is a transfer student from Bryan College. And what a find he was here for Stonehill. Second free throw is good. So Stonehill
2-point lead.
goes out in front by 2 here. 4:15, the clock running. This game is seesawed back and forth the entire game. Here's Bailey.
Look at this.
He goes to the hoop, takes the shot,
Doesn't get
misses, goes out of bounds, and the Chargers get it back. So New Haven gets the ball. They trail Stonehill by a bucket. We're in overtime.
It's a mismatch here.
And the ball ends up in the hands of Lane. I should say Felazor for the basket. Can you believe it? It's all tied up again. Twitty goes to the hoop. He stops. Dishes off. Chose takes the shot. 3. He is absolutely terrific.
That was a big shot right there. Big time shot.
25 points in this ball game.
Big time. That'll stop the momentum a
My
little
God,
bit.
can he shoot the
But who
threes?
else? So blocked. Beautiful.
Shot
Nice
missed.
play.
Twitty with the rebound.
Beautiful play.
Here
Bailey.
come the Skyhawks.
Settle
Every
down.
fan in the stand is on their feet.
Need a hoop here.
You're watching the NE10 conference
Need a
of
basket.
the NCAA. It's tournament time.
Need a basket. Morton.
Morton takes the shot, rolls around the rim, won't fall. Under 3 minutes. And we're going to have a foul on the drive. Twitty helps the other player up. Good sportsmanship by Brandon Twitty.
His first personal.
That's Brandon's first personal foul.
LaShawn Wade.
Stonehill out in front, 80-77. 2:55.
In the overtime.
Look at the fans in the stands. How can you sit down at a game like this? Both coaches on their feet. First free throw doesn't fall. So Lane misses the first one.
Now let's see if he can miss the second one.
He'll get a second. Takes a few dribbles. He studies the basket. He takes the shot. He got it. A 2-point difference. Will Morton taking his time as he comes across the timeline.
Look inside.
Stonehill with the ball. They have a 2-point lead. And we got a foul out front.
Chargers fouls on number 10.
This will be the fourth personal foul called against Felosaur. No, I guess
19 foul.
that will send Will Morton to the foul line.
Shooting 1-1.
He's a 70% free throw shooter. What a shooting exhibition by Owen Chose.
Oh, big shots, big times. He's done that all year, though.
Gosh.
Just when you need that big
Absolutely
three, there
terrific.
he comes up with it.
Here's Will
Great
Morton.
under pressure.
The right player to have on the foul line right now is the player of the year here in the NE10 conference. Back rims the second free throw. And we got a 3-point difference. 2:39, the clock running. New Haven has the basketball. Stonehill has the lead. They drive to the hoop. Bailey takes the shot, makes the basket, and there's a foul in the play. Wow.
God, is he quick.
Stonehill's number 13, Owen Chose.
I don't think the pros could cover him.
He is quick. Quick.
He's at the line shooting 1.
He missed the free throw.
1 point.
Stonehill maintains the lead, 81-80.
Need a basket here.
Here's Bowen with the basketball, gives it to Will Morton. Will goes to the hoop, gets fouled, and the act of shooting.
So 2 more big free throws here.
That's the fourth personal foul against Rowland.
Derek Rowland, his fourth personal. The 10th team foul for the Chargers.
So right now, New Haven has 2 players with 4 fouls, but we're down to the final 2 minutes and 16 seconds. Here's Morton.
We got to make
Misses
these
the
free
second one.
throws. Free throws are big. Take a deep breath.
Here's Morton. He studies the basket. He takes the shot. He makes it. So right now we got a 2-point lead. The Chargers have the ball. Waste no time at all getting across midcourt.
Look at this.
They cover Bailey. Twitty's on Bailey.
That's a good matchup. Twitty can stay with him better.
He's quick. Here's Lane. Lane looking.
Whoa!
Here's a long three.
That
Doesn't
was a
fall.
long three.
Twitty gets it to Chose. Here's
All
Will
right,
Morton.
here we go. Under 2 minutes. We got 1:45 in the game.
The clock is running. Twitty with the basketball.
This is a big possession here for Stonehill.
Looks for Morton.
Give it
to Bowen. Under 10 seconds on the 30-second clock. They're going to have to take the shot. Bowen goes to the hoop.
In and out.
In and out. 121. Lane with the basketball. Looks to drive. Here's Bailey. And again, they almost threw it out of bounds. We're down to 1:05. The clock running. And again, they get open for the three. They miss it.
Stonehill comes down with a rebound. That's a big rebound. Okay.
Timeout called by Will Morton. That guy's exhausted.
All right,
what a
they
game.
gotta set up a set play here.
Stories, features, and video time.
So right now we got a 2-point lead, 48.8 seconds remaining here in overtime. Stonehill would like to be able to certainly beat this team. They lost to them in overtime back in January, but there's much more at stake in this particular game because the winner goes to the championship round. Back in January, New Haven defeated in overtime Stonehill 85-83, and the score, look at it right now, it's 82-80.
I know it.
So Stonehill right now,
This is a big possession here for Stonehill. Huge.
they got 25 seconds on the 30-second clock. Coach Chris Krause is drawing a play. Both teams are huddling with their coaches. And we're going to get a chance to talk to some of the players after the game. It's tough to be an official.
They're going to try to go inside the Monty on this one, I think, and then circle around and try to hit Twitty for a jump shot.
Because of the fact that you got two players that are in foul trouble, if they could get a couple of big players out, it might affect their rebounding. But we'll see what happens. What they got to do right now is not throw the ball away.
No.
Here we go, folks. Stay with us. This is a production of ECAT, Eastern Community Access Television. Morton with the ball. We got about 40 seconds remaining in this ball game. Going to the ball stolen and blocked.
This is
ball stolen, lost out of bounds.
What a scrum.
Stonehill gets the ball back.
What hustle by Twitty. Did you see him?
Timeout called by the Chargers.
Man, he's got a lot of floor burns on that one.
Ball went out of bounds. We got 29.3 seconds remaining. Holy cow, what a ball game this has been.
But he's flying everywhere.
Institutions encourage their student athletes to get involved in activities and experiences.
This game, of course, on tape delay will be played back to surrounding communities that surround the campus here at Stonehill College.
29.3.
We're in overtime at Merckett Gymnasium. Stonehill has the ball. 29.3. If they come up the court and score a basket, I'd like to say it could be over.
Yeah.
But I thought that in the final quarter of play.
Well, as a wise man once said, it's never over till it's over.
Some outstanding players we've seen in this contest tonight. Certainly, Owen Chose has played a terrific ball game. Shooting his threes. Wow.
Yeah.
And I think all five players, the starters, have played as a team. They've all hustled. Will Morton is Will Morton. What a job he does. Bowen, a senior. What a great job he's done. So they're going to expect the press.
Oh, they're going to press. They'll be fouling.
Stonehill will take the ball out of bounds. They put Mack back in the lineup for this pressure. Bailey's on Mack. They get it to Morton.
That's twice that's happened.
So we got a tie ball game. 20 seconds remaining. Stonehill needs a basket right now. Timeout called by Stonehill. So right now we got 15.5 seconds remaining. We got a tie ball game. 82-82.
It's time to excel where you choose.
A Stonehill basket right now could win it, or they could get to the foul line.
Because in D2, setting your own academic path comes first. The time is now. Are you ready to make
And of course,
They
there's
got to
always
inbound it first, but inbound it.
there also is the
the
option
shot?
it could end up being a double overtime. But remember, there are 2 players on the New Haven squad that have 4 fouls each. That could limit their rebounding, but that doesn't affect a guy like Bailey.
I'm not worried about that right now.
Bailey is a guy that can go to the hoop. But Stonehill, they're used to winning. They won their last 8 out of 9, I should say 8 out of 10 games. They won their last 4. They knew that New Haven was a good team to beat. New Haven beat the number 1 seed in the Southwest Division.
Here it is. This is it. This is it, folks.
Stay with us, folks. You're watching the NE10 Conference Tournament, Championship Tournament play. Stonehill has the ball. And you'll see some pressure on the press. Stonehill comes to the basketball. They get it out. And the ball is stolen. And we have a foul in the play with 12.4 seconds remaining.
That was sloppy.
Stonehill fouls on number 15, Michael Bowen, his second personal.
So right now with a tie game,
Sean Lane at the line for the Chargers, shooting 2.
even if they make 2 free throws, it's not over because there's still time for Stonehill to score. Here's Lane on the foul line. Takes the shot. He misses the first one.
Well, they still got time, even if he makes this, but they're going to have to hurry.
Stonehill will get an extra timeout in the overtime. Here's the second free throw. Takes the shot. He misses it. Here comes Stonehill. Here's Morton.
Last shot.
Under 10 seconds remaining.
It's going to be the Will Morton show here. They're trying to clear it
Go
out.
to the shot. Go to the hoop. So that's the end of the first overtime. It'll be a second overtime here at Merckett Gymnasium.
I've got to say, though, the last couple of times Morton's gotten the ball, they've mugged him. No foul. No fouls.
Wow.
That's twice now. He gets the ball, they put 2 guys on him, they hack him.
So 5 minutes remaining here in the second overtime.
What a game.
Believe me, nobody has left the gymnasium.
What a game. Double overtime.
If they go outside the gymnasium, it's going out to get some fresh air. Keep in mind now that there are 2 players with 4 fouls on the New Haven team, and I'll tell you, if Stonehill goes to the basket and creates fouls, they could be playing without 2 of their starters. But we're not the coach. We got a good coach. We're the announcers.
That's it.
We're describing the action. What a game this has been.
At this point right now, I don't think they're not worried about fouls.
I thought for sure they were going to go to the hoop with 12 seconds remaining and get on the foul line and win it. Okay, we're ready now for the start of the second overtime. Monty will jump the tap along with Felazor. Let's see who gets the ball first. Here's the tap, ends up in the hands of the blue jerseys. The Chargers come across the timeline. They have the ball. We got a tie ball game. Bailey
Look at him.
looks to drive to the hoop, and he finds a way to get the
that
basket.
first step of his is lightning.
Here's Morton with the basketball. Stonehill looking for a hoop.
Twitty. Bowen.
Bowen takes the shot, he makes it.
That's a big shot. They're all big at this stage. Every one of them.
He ties it up. Maybe that might be enough to get them fired up. And again,
Bailey.
they get it out front. They move the ball. Stonehill on defense. They get it to Lane. Lane being covered by Chose. He's looking to drive. He goes to the hoop. Gets it partially blocked, and the ball went in the basket.
That was good defense, though, by Chose. 2-point New Haven lead.
3:42, the clock running. 86-84. Twitty takes the three, won't fall. Morton with the rebound. He stops, he pops. He got it! He got it!
Good hoop.
Holy cow!
Tied up.
It's been the story of this whole game.
Right. 3:15 to go.
And again, you know that Bailey's going to go to the hoop. Almost stolen. Here's Lane. Here's a long three.
No
Doesn't
good.
get it. Morton with the rebound. 2:46, the clock running. Dave Clifton here along with Keith Sharon.
Bowen into Twitty.
All brought to you by ECAT, Eastern Community Access Television.
Bowen. Ooh,
Goes to the hoop, he
got
got fouled.
34. That was Thomas, Devontae Thomas.
So senior Michael Bowen goes to the hoop. He'll get the foul line. The left-hander will shoot two. He was in the act of shooting.
He'll shoot two.
Has a chance to put his team out in front.
Make the free throws. Yeah.
Makes the first. Here
First
comes
one's a big
Sims.
one.
Monty Umalavicius gets a rest in double overtime. Andrew Sims wears number 32.
He's had a long time on the bench.
Second shot by Bowen is good. Bowen has the Stonehill 4 points in this game. He comes out for a rest. 2:34, the clock running. Sims, Chose, Mack, Twitty, and of course, Will Morton in the lineup. 2:31, the clock running. Stonehill out in front by 2. Here's Bailey. Bailey
what's that?
to the hoop.
That had
Makes
to be
the
a
basket.
travel, my God. Put it on his hip and took 4 steps.
And they counted the basket.
Oh my God.
Basket is good for Elijah Bailey. He's at the line to shoot one.
Bailey has 27 points in this ball game. And most of them drives to the hoop. And he polishes up a 3-point play. 1 point difference, Stonehill trails. Bailey with 28 points.
Chose
Has the ball, gets it to Morton. Morton looks low. Looks for a way to go to the hoop. Underneath. And there's Chose. He got him! He got him! Holy cow!
Who else?
Holy cow!
Puts him up by Stonehill up by 2.
91-89, a 2-point difference.
Man, when
1:49, the clock running.
his shots don't even twinkle the twine.
We're in double overtime. Here's Bailey. He takes a long three,
Blocked.
gets a shot lead blocked, and he got fouled. It looks like he'll get 3 free throws. 3 free throws from the charity stripe.
Elijah Bailey at the line to shoot free.
What a show by Bailey and, of course, Chose from Stonehill. 29 points in this game. He'll get 2 more free throws. Takes the shot, he makes it. Doesn't miss too often.
Tied up.
Michael Bowen.
Made all 3 free throws. You talk about pressure.
Kid is good. Real good.
Here's Morton with the basketball. Stonehill looking for a shot.
Woody trying to go inside. Ooh,
3-point shot doesn't fall for Stonehill.
not getting any rebounds. It's one and done.
1:22, the clock running.
No rebounds, no rings.
Stonehill trailing by 1 point. They must make a stop here.
Bailey.
And again, Bailey goes to the hoop, and Bowen, they'll call him on this foul.
That's Stonehill fouls. Number 15.
Bailey's just a juggernaut. He just doesn't stop.
Elijah Bailey at the line to shoot 2.
I don't think the guy breaks a sweat either.
Here's Bailey now, second overtime. Makes the first one. The guy's automatic. Has a chance to put his team out in front by 3, which means that Stonehill will have to go for 3. Second shot, their second shot is good. Stonehill trails by 3. They need a basket. And of course, they won't let Cho shoot it because he likes to shoot the 3s. He takes the long one.
Nothing.
Air ball. Nice play by Bowen.
Oh, Bowen bounced it right off of his
He
foot.
got the rebound. He threw it off for Bailey. Stonehill will get the ball back. And again, they're going to be looking for the 3. They need to tie this up or get a quick 2 and play some defense.
Well, they're going to have to
Here's
hurry
Twitty.
up.
And there's a quick basket by Sims.
Big defense here. A lot of defense you need. We got a 1-point game.
35
We're up by
seconds
1.
remaining in this ball game. They're going to get it to Bailey. Likes to go to the hoop. Ball stolen. He got it! He got it!
What a steal! The
Stonehill.
senior! Brandon Twitty, the senior!
Stonehill out in front by 1
They
bucket.
come up big!
Timeout
Oh,
called by
big.
the Chargers.
Took it right away from Bailey. Whoa!
Whoa.
Did it all!
Holy cow.
Laid it in. The senior.
The crowd going crazy here at Merckett Gymnasium. What a game this is, folks. What a game.
With organizations like Team Impact and the Mental Insight.
I'm surprised we haven't lost our voice.
The difference is now.
95-94. Stonehill out in front. The Chargers get the ball back with 16.9.
On the clock. Yeah.
Do I think this game's in the oven? I can't say yes when
you
they got a
can't.
guy like Bailey.
Oh,
Oh my gosh. But there seems to be more people coming into the gym.
here's
They
the problem.
probably can't sleep. They hear the
Right.
noise on campus.
16.9.
Stay with us, folks, for the post-game show. What a game this has been. It's double overtime. Stonehill hosting West Haven, Connecticut.
You can't let them get a layup here. You got to foul them, no matter what. No layups.
It's the Chargers
Send them to the line.
versus the Skyhawks. Chargers will take the ball out of bounds. They'll go to their own basket. They got 16.9 seconds remaining. They can't get the ball to Bailey. They look to do
Twitty is
it.
all over him.
You kind of have to be. And they look for a double dribble. There's a long shot. Doesn't fall. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. It went in.
With 0.5 seconds.
Can you believe it?
0.5 seconds. That was a big-time shot.
So there you have it, folks, here in double overtime.
Timeout, Stonehill.
A shot from the corner. 97-95.
That was good defense by Stonehill. The guy just made the shot.
What a shame for the home team.
You're always a part of the team.
Double overtime.
In double overtime here at Merkett Gymnasium. 0.5 seconds remaining. They're going to have to get this ball and heave it.
This is lob it in and just let it touch your hands and push it.
I saw that victory sign for Stonehill when time was running out. At the buzzer.
Are you ready to play with the best? The time is now. Make it yours.
So here's Stonehill. Again, it's never over till it's over.
He's going to have to fire it all the way up the court on this.
What a season it's been thus far for Stonehill. They're probably going to throw it.
This is a catch and throw it the length of the court and fire it. Have everybody run.
Went out of bounds, it's all over. There's a timeout called by the official. Let's find out whether or not they say it's over or will they add some time to the clock.
Well, if it is, it's like
Well, you know,
half a second.
the fact is that it went the full length of the court. It got knocked out of bounds. It couldn't be 5.5. There's got to be at least 0.3, I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That means that they'll get the ball up here.
0.2.
They do put 0.2 on the board. So Stonehill will get the ball right now. They have a chance to take a last shot.
This is...
It's not over. We're in double overtime.
You've only got time to inbounds it. This is it.
So Twitty will put the ball in play. Let's see what he does. He throws it up in the air. It went in! It went in! It went in! It went in! Holy cow! Holy cow!
Can you believe that?
Can you believe it?
Moly, can you believe it? To tie the game up with
97-97.
0.2 seconds left. Holy moly.
It's good. The basket is good.
Unbelievable.
Oh my God.
Basket is good.
Oh,
I can't believe this. The point's
it's not over. It's not over.
And we go to
Ball
a triple
goes in the
overtime.
basket.
My
What a
God.
game.
Whoa, is that unbelievable?
What a game.
We've seen a little bit of everything here tonight. Oh my God.
In the history of the
0.2
NE10
seconds.
conference, there's never been a game that ended like this.
You talk about the ebb and flow.
Wow.
Oh my God. What if you...
Wow. Can you believe it? And yes, we have it on camera here
Oh, wow.
on ECAT, Eastern Community Access Television.
We go into triple overtime. Unbelievable.
Folks, stay with us. This is not over.
Unbelievable. What a game. Put that in, Sims.
Oh.
Sims put that in,
The
didn't he?
fans absolutely went crazy. And I can understand why.
Pandemonium.
This is triple overtime. What a game.
What a game.
Wow.
We're running out of room here for all these stat sheets.
So let's
What
give
a
credit.
game.
Who put the last basket in?
No quitting this team.
The last basket.
Sims, I think. I think it was Sims. Here we go, folks. Triple overtime. The place is erupted. The place has gone nuts.
Holy cow.
This joint is rocking.
There's the tap. Again, controlled by
Nailed it.
Stonehill.
Here we go,
Bowen
folks.
with the steal.
Bowen, here we go, folks.
Stonehill has the ball. There'll be
Jones
another
looking
5-minute
inside.
overtime. They get it to Twitty, to Morton.
The Bowen.
Bowen stops.
Chose.
Gets it to Chose.
Chose looking
He stops.
strong.
He takes it.
Ooh,
Doesn't
missed
fall. Rebound by the Chargers. Here's Lane now with the basketball. 97-97. What a ball game this has been. In the NE10 conference tournament, part of the NCAA,
swallowed
shot
up.
blocked by Sims.
Swallowed him up.
Here's Morton across the timeline.
Here we
Gets
go,
it to Bowen. To
Twitty.
Twitty. Morton takes it. Doesn't fall. Ball ends up in the hands of Bailey.
That looked like a tired shot, that one. Front rimmed it.
3:52, the clock running. A triple overtime. Here at Merckett Gymnasium on the campus of Stonehill College. The Skyhawks hosting the Chargers from New Haven. And again,
you got that
a
lane and they laid
penetration
it
to
in.
the hoop. They do that so well.
Laid it in.
Coach Chris Kraus calls the play. He's going to send Monty into the game. Morton, 15 seconds on the 30-second clock. Here's
Twitty.
Twitty. Goes to the hoop, and the ball goes out of bounds. They give it back to the Chargers.
Geez, he had the layup on that. Nice move.
Monty comes in, Sims comes out and gets a rest. They all need a rest here in the triple overtime. Stonehill right now trailing by a bucket.
Playing a game and a half here.
Bailey looking to get that ball. Likes to go to the hoop. Hook pass to Lane on the far side of the court. They back in. They take the shot, they get it. Stonehill will get they will get another timeout in overtime if they need it. They get an extra one.
They need a hoop here.
Here's Will Morton, takes the three. He got it. He got it all net.
Huge three.
1 point difference. Neither team will go away. This is the game of all games here in the NE10 conference. All part of Division II, the NCAA. It's tournament time. We're in triple overtime. The semifinals, the winner goes to the championship. To me, this is the championship game right here.
You're looking at it. I don't think it gets any better than this.
Here's Bailey. He takes a long three, takes the shot. Monty with the rebound.
All right, Stonehill.
1:47 remaining.
Settle down here.
Here's Twitty. Gets a pick from Monty.
Bowen.
Bowen to Chose.
The Bowen going strong. Chose
There's a long three. Doesn't fall. Ball ends up in the hands of Lane. New Haven with the basketball. They have the lead by 1 point. 1:18, the clock running. Stonehill on defense. It's triple overtime. There's Bailey. Works the far side of the court, takes a long three, doesn't fall. Monty tips it to Bowen. They hand off to guess who? Will Morton. Morton calls a play. 54 seconds. Stonehill trails by 1 point. They can use the basket. Here's Twitty to Bowen to Will Morton.
It shows.
They get it back to Morton. 6 seconds on the 30-second clock.
Gotta get the shot off. Ooh, good defense
Doesn't fall.
by New Haven.
Here come the Chargers now. 28 seconds remaining.
1 point game.
The Chargers now taking the time. They're no rush. They got a 1 point lead. How about a steal? Here's Lane. Across the court pass. They take a long three. Doesn't fall. Here comes Stonehill. 3 seconds. They got to shoot it. They take the shot. Doesn't go in.
Oh, doesn't go.
No foul. It's all over.
1 point game.
New Haven wins the ball game. What a game it was, though.
It was a game of all games.
Wow, a triple overtime. 101 to 100.
Tough. Boy, these
Three
two
upset
teams
victories
battled.
by New Haven.
These
They'll go to
teams
the
battled.
championship game. What a season it's been for Stonehill. What a loss. Nobody seems to want to leave the gym. And congrats to Stonehill for a wonderful season. They finished their year with lots of victories. They won 8 out of their last 11 ball games. They finished 18-11. They were 13-6 in conference play. But this was the game of all games here.
Oh, God,
in the
last minute heroics, both sides.
A triple overtime.
Both these teams deserve to win.
And to think that it was by 1 point. Our congratulations to the seniors on this team. Will Morton, and of course, Twitty. What a year he's had on the team.
Stoner, they all played big. Bowen, every one of them. They all had their moments in this game.
And Michael Bowen played a terrific game tonight. You don't see it on the scoreboard, but the final score, 101 to 100. Stonehill College knocked out of the semifinals. Their season comes to an end. And a team like New Haven, Connecticut, they'll play the winner of St. Anselm's and Franklin Pierce. I have a feeling that St. Anselm's will win that game, but anything can happen.
I don't know if any game's going to get better than what we just experienced here tonight.
I've been watching basketball for a long time, but I've never seen the shots that
This is unbelievable.
that have taken
no
place.
time left on any of these clocks, and heroics at the end.
But we're going to chat, if we could, with the president of the college.
They played their hearts
I just
out.
wanted to say, Father John is president of Stonehill College. I've watched basketball for a number of years. I've never seen a finer game than this.
I know, wasn't that great?
I know that Stonehill lost it,
but-
and hats off to the seniors and to the coach Chris Krause and his team. They had a wonderful season, but I never saw so many fans that stood up for the entire game.
Yeah.
It was a tough one to lose. It was a good one for New Haven to win, but the excitement, to think it was over, I thought for sure you were saying prayers in the stands because to put them into the triple overtime,
I know, it was
that was
exciting.
truly amazing.
Tough loss, but
Yeah.
they played their hearts out.
Yeah.
Both
Anything
teams.
you'd like to say?
No, but just like
Father
to thank
John.
you for for the coverage you've done this past season. Hope to see you in the in the NCAAs, and tomorrow
We'll be back.
The
And
women play,
tomorrow the
so-
women
Yeah, we'll be
will
back,
pick
yeah,
it out.
so-
And I'll tell you, I'm excited about covering the games. We got lots of people out there in the community that are excited about watching.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, if they watch this game,
Oh, couldn't ask for
they'll
College
save the
sports.
tape. And we're going to try to get you a copy of that tape
Oh, I really
so that you
appreciate
can keep it on file, because you can have lots of excitement even though the team lost.
Yeah,
It's
no,
been a terrific season.
everybody played their hearts, and just a great.
So thank you,
Thank you, and
Father.
see you
God
tomorrow.
bless you.
God bless you too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And that's certainly going to wrap it up for this exciting basketball game. It's been a production of ECAT, Eastern Community Access Television. What a game, Keith.
Unbelievable.
How would you describe it?
Yeah,
Triple overtime.
This is as good as it gets. College athletics at its best. Just an amazing game.
The final score, New Haven Chargers defeat the Skyhawks here at Stonehill College. In the NE10 tournament play, it's the championship round. Stonehill gets knocked out in the semifinals in triple overtime by a score of 101 to 100. It's been a production of ECAT, Eastern Community Access Television. A big thank you to Chris Dolan and, of course, Ernie Smith on camera. It's been an exciting season for the men. Best of luck and congratulations to Chris Kraus. He might have lost the game tonight, but what a terrific season he's had. I thought he did a terrific job of using his bench.
Excellent job.
And I'll tell you, there's lots of MVPs. Certainly Bailey on the New Haven side. And let's not forget the effort of Owen Chose with his threes. He's almost been
And
automatic.
Brandon Twitty, he had some big steals there.
It's been a team effort. And what can you say about Bowen?
Right.
And how about the Player of the Year in the NE10 conference? I'm talking about certainly Will Morton from Minneapolis, Minnesota. We, on behalf of both Keith, Sharon, and myself, we bid you farewell from Merckett Gymnasium on the Paula Sullivan Court. Stonehill out of the tournament, but what a terrific season they've had. Thank you for joining us.